Hello everyone, my name is Adebanke Bago and this is my presentation for the Student Showcase. Chemistry can be fun, and I am sharing my experience as an undergraduate learning assistant. First, I would like to look into the purpose of general chemistry and why people take it. Well, usually general chemistry is a required major, and often people take general chemistry because they have an interest in the chemistry field. General chemistry is usually known as a weed-out course, and a study by the Gardner Institute of Introductory Chemistry Courses found that 29.4% of the people that took the course ended up with a D, an F, a withdrawal, or an incomplete. 40% of those people were people of color. Now, we need to look into why this is the case and why this is a difficult course to get past. This is usually due to 3 reasons, in summation. 1, lack of access to pre-college level course knowledge, meaning that the student didn't take the course in high school. 2, the classes are usually content dense in a very short amount of time, which adds to poor performance. And 3, a lack of studying strategy. Usually people that take General Chemistry 1 are freshmen who are new to the college level studying strategies and also to the college level classes. Knowing these are the main reasons, my goal is to debunk this idea of general chemistry being a weed-out course by making sure that there's accessibility in the classroom that adapts to all level of pre-college knowledge of the course, and also a consideration of other factors that contributes to performance. I am a learning assistant in the Instructional Experience in Undergraduate Chemistry class, and this is a class that teaches learning assistants how to navigate through the chemistry teaching class and world. This class teaches me, a learning assistant, how to perform well and to activate the role as a learning assistant, which involves involvement in classroom activities and also actively participating in pedagogical techniques, student-centered learning strategies, and to facilitate peerless sessions, and to also involve the Vervirtuen model of reflective practice. The pedagogical technique, which is quite funny word in itself, is a technique that focuses on teaching, but a careful and lenient form of teaching that highlights factors and things that contributes to student learning styles and learning strategies. It is a very more adaptable learning and teaching style that also focuses on student-centered learning strategies. This class is mainly made of 3 main things that I had to complete. I have to attend a pedagogy class with Dr. Donnelly, a content discussion class with Dr. Laperos, and a peer-led session. A peer-led session is a class that I have to be a learning assistant in, and Dr. Laperos is my professor in the class I am a learning assistant in. In this class, I have learned how to apply pedagogical teaching techniques and also establish a pedagogical classroom environment and assessment techniques that consider factors that contributes to a student's activity in the classroom and involvement in the classroom. I also focus on student-centered approach to education, and I apply this in my peer-led sessions. I've also learned how to develop interpersonal relationship between students and learning assistants, and I also learn a strategy of question-focused teaching practices in which I incorporate both closed and open questions. In my peer-led session classes, I have learned how to apply the concepts I have learned in my pedagogy class, recognize patterns in learning styles and student involvement in class, and also identify the factors or what I call roadblocks that impact learning in the classroom, most likely STEM-related classrooms. The factors and roadblocks that impact a student's concentration and involvement in classroom include 1, their major career goal. A student is most likely to participate well in a class that they know will be an impact in their career, whether or not they want to be a doctor or someone in the STEM field, whereas someone in the computer science field that doesn't exactly focus on STEM or science may not be as involved in the class. Another is external barriers, which are external factors that impact a person's life. This may be from friends, family, work, or job. Internal barriers are in reference to mindset and mental health, which can also be an external barrier, and it impacts the student's health and focus. An example of external barrier that I have experienced is when a student was juggling school and life, and they were complaining about how they were not able to balance the content in the class and how the class was very content dense. And my response to that was to offer resources that the student could use so that they didn't have to feel overwhelmed in the class, since it's a very content dense class. And I believe this is one of the main things I had focused on, and to why people performed a DFWI score as such, or percentage, in the classroom. An example that I had experienced with a student in reference to internal barriers was when a student came to me about their experience in the class, and particularly with the topic that they had a hard time getting past, and that was reflected on their exam, no matter how hard they tried on that specific topic of stoichiometry. And it made it very difficult for the student to understand that there is more that they could do. And my response to that was to offer resources that the student could use to excel in the class, and also make sure the student understood the steps in that specific area of the topic. Knowing that these factors affect a student's performance in class, I have created a plan that is mainly focused on establishing a growth mindset in the classroom, hosting study sessions and incorporating learning styles, offering resources to students that considers both external and internal barriers, and also establishing an active learning plan that incorporates student-centered learning, where students are not heavily reliant on the professor, but rather on their own learning styles. As a result of this, we have seen an increase in interaction involvement in the class, and also an increase in topic-focused questions where there are less overwhelming students in the classroom. The end. Thank you. Have a great day.